Yeah, that's why he wants to kill me. I always insult him.
Oh yeah.
I always
Oh,
insult him, and he always just says, "Okay, what if we just like murder with this knife? Duh, I got rid of the knife, so we should be safe."
Okay. Hopefully. Hopefully.
I'm making some sort of Jukem universe. I don't know what I'm doing.
I love it. I love it.
Are you recording all this?
The main antagonist. I am recording it. I don't know. Maybe I'll throw it in.
Oh no!
At the start or something. I don't know what I'll do with it. Welcome, friends, to a super special video, because today I've got with me a very special guest. He's an esports champion, and arguably maybe the best Pokken Tournament player in the world, even recently winning Players Cup 4 only about a month ago. His name is Jukem.
Hello.
Thanks for agreeing to this little interview with me.
Also, it's Players Cup 3.
Oh shoot, was it?
You said 4.
I said 4. I did, didn't I? All
yes.
right, he won Players Cup 3, not 4.
Oh, okay. Well, we're just going through with it, but yeah, it's been great.
Yeah, man, we're gonna keep in that little blunder. That's it makes me look bad, not you. So it's good.
Okay.
All right.
I'm just saying, if you want to restart.
No. It's staying in. It adds charm to the video.
Gotcha.
So I'm just a C-rank Darkrai, but this man here, he has gone to many and won many Pokken tournaments, and is very impressive. So if you're a Pokken fan or just a plain old Pokemon nerd, this should be fun because I've got some cool questions for Jukem here. So Jukem, are you ready?
Yes, S4 Jukem is ready for this.
Yes. All right. Players Cup 4 champion Jukem is ready for this.
3.
No. Okay.
Listen, I get it. Players Cup 4 was announced, but Players Cup 3.
You see, that's where my head was.
I plan on winning Players Cup 4 is the thing, though.
Yes,
so,
I'm just saying it's already a foregone conclusion.
It's already.
You've definitely won.
It's fate.
So tell me about yourself, Jukem. Who is Jukem?
Jukem is Jukem. I'm a Midwestern player. I grew up with Pokemon since I was very young, playing Pokemon Emerald, and starting off with Sceptile, my favorite Pokemon of all time, and going through along the series then, Diamond, Pearl, Black, White, many memories of playing through those games, and I love Pokemon so much to the point where I played VGC originally. For the doubles format in any like regionals or whatever. Actually happened because my dad was just like, we're going to a convention type thing before, when I was like out of nowhere, and it was actually just a tournament like that. So I was like, oh, that was fun. I had a lot of fun, so I kept doing that. I mean, lots of friends. But after a while, I'm like, man, VGC's kind of, yeah. Like, I mean, I won a few regionals, and by that I mean like 2, but like it's still better than most. But like, it was kind of getting boring, and the formats kept being like, you have to use these Pokemon. It was hard to use Pokemon that weren't super like obscure and make them work, because that's what I did before. Like the ones I won, I used like Azumarill, Medicham, Diggersby, and
awesome.
It was just, ironically, all of them have like huge power. But I just, when Pokemon was announced, conveniently, I got super excited, and what made me want to do Pokken was when they announced was when they announced Sceptile. My friend, I remember I have this memory of a friend texting me a link of a leak showing Sceptile on the side of an arcade cabinet, and I was like, all right, we're gonna switch over now. I mean, I played some
awesome,
VGC, I played some VGC events after, but it was mainly a giant shift of Pokken that brought me to here, and well, to this day right now.
That is awesome. I did not know you were so into VGC for that long, and that you were that good at it at all. I know you had some videos of VGC. I think VGC, at least, on your channel. I can't remember. But,
yeah, I tried Sword and Shield a bit.
Yeah, they were pretty fun. I like VGC myself. I don't think I'm as good as you in that either. But
I'm pretty bad. I just kind of like, it's hard for me because I need to like, when I think fighting games fit more for me, because when I make a decision, I want to go for it. A lot of the time, I don't think about it too much. But like in a very, very, very prediction-based game, like VGC, where you're set on a move dead on from the start as long as you made that move and you aren't thinking. It's kind of worse off for me. Sometimes it works out. Most of the time it does not, though.
Well, that is super cool. So I was going to ask what your favorite Pokemon is, but we've already had that answered. It's definitely Sceptile. So what's your second favorite Pokemon? Oh, there's a cool Mega Sceptile.
Yeah, Empoleon, actually.
Empoleon is your...
Yeah.
What? You got your first and second favorite?
And my third, Lucario.
Lucario's... What?
My fourth isn't in, though. I need Cinderace. But yes, Empoleon is my second favorite because I grew up with Diamond Pearl. And funnily enough, it wasn't actually my first choice. I picked Turtwig actually first. But then I got stuck at the beginning of the game because I didn't read. Thought I had to reset. I evolved my Turtwig in the cave, like north of like Jubilife City, if you know where that is.
Yeah, I totally know what you're talking about.
And I had no idea I had to talk to the clowns at that part to get the stuff for your Apple Watch. And I did not realize, I was like, oh, I must have messed up the game. I'm just going to restart. And I picked Piplup at that time. Like, it's totally Turtwig's fault, obviously. Not my fault at all for being a stupid like 7-year-old. But yeah, definitely influenced me to be liking Empoleon more as opposed to Torterra. Usually my first starters I like a lot because I have special memories for them, and I even have plushes of both my first two Pokemon, basically, my Trico and this Prinplup.
Wow, that is so cool.
Yeah, that's why there's my second favorite Pokemon though, and how I was so excited too when in the arcade. I don't know if you know about this, but Pokken had leaks in Wii U about what was hidden in the code. So there was Darkrai, Scizor, Krogunk, which people didn't think much about because he was already a support, and then Empoleon. So I was super excited, and then when the Krogunk thing happened and everyone was unexpected, I was just like, oh my goodness, really? Just want Empoleon. And I guess another fun fact, funnily enough, Sceptile and Empoleon were both announced in December, which is my birthday month. I'm pretty sure Empoleon was announced literally a day after my birthday.
Oh my gosh, this game was made for you.
Yes.
It turns out they made Pokken just for Jukem.
I can't believe they saw the future and saw, oh my gosh, this kid's gonna be like a champion someday, both online and offline.
This VGC kid, he really needs to be playing a fighting game.
Yes.
And he likes Pokemon. So let's throw his 3 favorite Pokemon in the fighting game. And announce them on his birthday month.
Yes, of course.
So I think I probably know, but where did you get your name from? Where does Jukem come from?
Okay, so I guess I could talk about my original tag. Thanks a lot. That was when from my VGC days, and it was just a pun. I looked up Pokemon puns on Google. This was for like my username on Pokemon Showdown, and it was actually gonna be like Verizon Wireless, like Verizon Wireless. But
like
that name was already taken, and I don't like using numbers in my usernames. So
definitely.
I was just like, okay, that's the second best one, and I was like, thanks a lot. I get it, like thanks a lot. That's funny. But then after a while, Pokemon Company noticed that like, oh, Swalot's in the name, we can't have that happening, so they always change it to thanks a lot. So I was like, okay, I think I outgrown the name, because I don't mind Swallow as a Pokemon. I liked him because I had the tag, but like at the time I didn't really care for him. I was just like, it's a pun. And then 2, not only did I grow it, but then that was happening with Pokemon Company where they kept changing my name. So I'm like, okay, I want a new name. So I picked Jukem, which is a combination of Empoleon and Jukain, Sceptile's Japanese name. So Jukem, and it fits my play style of juking my opponents because I have a lot of movement and flair to my style of play. And
it's still a pun.
Yeah, it's still a pun. It's still a pun. And hopefully this video will not alert the Pokemon Company into changing my name to Juke them or whatever.
Oh my gosh, I feel so terrible.
It would be terrible. It would be terrible, but it's fine. It won't be fine.
They'll never know. They'll never know. Nintendo of America doesn't know Sceptile's Japanese name. No way.
No way. No way.
Not a chance.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I also was gonna ask, why do you play Sceptile and Empoleon? But I'm gonna guess it's because they're your first and second favorite Pokemon. Just maybe.
Yes.
Maybe.
That may be the case, but also I've never played a fighting game before, so they kind of shaped my play style of how I liked fighting game characters. I used to play Smash, before, and I not competitively. I was like a For Glory kid because I was like 12 and I couldn't go anywhere. Besides VGC events, my mom wasn't gonna let me do that. So I played Samus there. Samus has some movement. I like her style of play a lot. Mostly in Smash 4 when it was just like dash attack, up air, up B. I like doing that a lot on
That's
For
a
Glory.
good combo.
Yep,
Yeah.
it was my favorite combo to do. I'm sad they don't have that in Ultimate. But the thing was, it was not like a true like fighting game. Like Smash is a fighting game, but not like Street Fighter. Pokken's different, of course, but it's more grounded, like Street Fighter is compared to Smash, which is a platformer.
Definitely.
And because of that, my playstyle in fighting games kind of got shaped around Sceptile's movement. And Empoleon has his own unique movement too, which is very good. It's not like Empoleon's kind of slow, but he's not like Blastoise kind of slow, where he's just kind of like a juggernaut who has to take hits all the time. He can take the hits, but he also has to move in when he gets the opportunity. And that's just led to me liking movement-based characters who can mix people up in a variety of ways and take advantage. I also like how they have certain projectiles that are kind of slow and can control space. For both of them, whether that's just traps or just slow projectiles in general. So that's why I like them a lot. Kind of shaped my playstyle instead of like me picking them because I already knew my playstyle, which is fun to say the least. And when it comes to other fighting games, I've picked characters who usually have that type of stuff. Like Lancelot in Grand Blue Fantasy Versus has those qualities that I like a lot.
Yeah, thanks. That's a really good answer.
Sorry, I go on and on.
No, go on and on. Add watch time to the video.
Yeah, gotta get those 10-minute ad revenue.
Yeah, ad revenue on my 394, I think, currently subscribed channel.
This is where you like show your channel statistics right now.
I make so much money from my channel.
I know. Same.
You know, before you won Players Cup 3, I was like comparing myself to you. I'm like, I'm gonna pass Jukem.
I've had a few people.
I was yeah.
Sorry, I had a few people who are like that, and I'm like, man, cool, that's cool. As long as you can keep like having a goal to get better, I think that's good. Sorry, what were you saying, too?
I think before you won Players Cup 3, I was like within 7 subscribers, and then I took a short hiatus at the same time that you won Players Cup 3, and now you've got like 40 more than me. But it's okay. It's okay. I'll clickbait your name in the title and steal all your subscribers.
World Champion Jukem?
World Champion.
All in caps?
Of course. And now that you said it in the video as a joke, I can do it, and people won't be mad at me for clickbaiting. That's how you do it.
And I accidentally put Players Cup 4 in the title when it's Players Cup
3.
And then that'll get people to do it. Like, oh my god, Players Cup 4 already
Players
happened.
Cup
And then
4
happened.
We are geniuses, I think.
Very much so.
We've cracked the YouTube code.
I'm gonna do it on mine. Put Players Cup 4, and people are gonna be like, "What? That's so untrue." I'm gonna click it anyway.
All right. You do that.
Sorry.
I might. We'll see. Okay, where would you place Sceptile and Empoleon on a tier list if you had to right now?
On the tier list, Sceptile definitely top 5 in the game. Only characters that would be also in top 5 are possibly, because Pokken, very balanced game. I think Sceptile could even be top 3, but top 5 is the much safer bet. Because there's people like Breakson, Aegislash, Libre, Shadow Mewtwo. There's a lot of people like Decidueye. There's a lot of characters that can be considered top 5. But I think Sceptile definitely fits in there. I feel like Sceptile is probably one of the characters that people would probably disagree with the most compared to them. Usually people are like, oh yeah, top 3 is like Decidueye, Aegislash, Breakson, easy. Libre, Shadow Mewtwo, easy. So Sceptile's kind of like, I feel a lot of people, a good amount of people do consider him top 5, but it's definitely lesser so than the other characters, at least I feel. For Empoleon, definitely a character who people consider the bottom 2. And me winning a lot with Empoleon kind of led people to be like, oh, he's a lot better actually. So I think generally people have been considering him only like around bottom 5, probably bottom 6. I would agree with that decision. But there is one problem with that, is that he does have some like, or at least he has one 3-7 matchup, which is kind of bad in Gardevoir. I think there could be some adjustments made for that matchup, like depending on like what we discover, but that matchup is at the current state pretty bad, and that kind of like makes it hard for him to go any higher on the tier list. But yeah, around bottom 5, bottom 6, probably bottom 5.
Okay, cool. Because I had heard that Empoleon was really bad, and while I'm no pro, he didn't seem that amazing. So I was curious as to what you thought as someone who has played him at the highest echelon of anyone who has played Empoleon, really.
I mean, I won a tournament solo Empoleon before against fighting all of his, like, not bad matches, but like top players like Mutator and Shadowcat. It was fun.
Yeah, I bet it would be.
Yeah.
And then you get to embarrass them a little bit by playing a character that they probably said was bottom 5 before.
Yeah, it was a very cool feeling to be like, drag this character up from like the bottom, and like he's still bottom, but like it's still just super cool to change people's minds about that, like a character. I feel like there's other characters that could be like that too. I feel like Blastoise has the same potential, but because people keep saying he's like the worst in the game or second worst in the game.
Yeah.
He's DLC, he's pay to lose.
Poor Blastoise. I made a video and I'm like, this is the best burst attack in the game, and it sucks that we never get to see it. Because I love it. It's so cool.
I mean, I think the burst attack's actually pretty good as an attack.
Oh, sorry. I mean, the burst attack is good. Just you never see it because nobody plays Blastoise.
Oh yeah, that's what you mean. Yeah. That makes a lot more sense.
Yeah.
You just have good quality. Attack. It's just, yeah.
But it's cool. You get to be both a world champion and a low tier hero. And I don't know how many players get to say that.
Heck yeah. I'm a low tier hero. Now when people say I get carried, I'm just gonna use Empoleon and body them.
Yeah. What can they say at that point if you're beating them with a character that they think sucks?
It's funny though, because Empoleon did kind of shape my playstyle, going back to that real quick, a little more with Sceptile, because for Sceptile I was just kind of going like all over the place and pressing buttons at all times, because Sceptile could kind of get away with it sometimes. And Empoleon I had to be more patient for, obviously, when I'm getting pressured, because his defensive game is not as good as Sceptile's, but I learned a lot, and I learned a different style for that type of like defensive play, and it helped me a lot grow as a player. So I guess that's just another little fun fact about how my playstyle was shaped.
It's really cool to talk to a top player and see how their playstyle was shaped. So if you could name any one reason as to why you like Pokken Tournament so much, what would it be?
The Pokemon themselves, they're honestly Pokemon, like I mentioned, I grew up with. Seeing all the Pokemon fighting in a game that isn't just them standing there and just throwing attacks at each other like the main series does. There's been other games that has them showing like actual combat, including the anime too. But Pokken, at its depth, kind of shows it the most, in my opinion. Especially since it's not just all attacking moves, like Pokemon attacking moves. They have other moves, like just like claw swipes. And I feel like that adds a lot more, honestly, despite how simple it may be, because usually Pokemon's just like, use Thunderbolt or whatever. Or like, they'll be like, use Thunderbolt in this way, but that's like kind of rare.
Yeah.
And I think that's very cool to have Pokken be like that, especially since the roster in Pokken's one of the most, the variety in it, probably one of the best in any fighting game to this date, in my opinion.
Totally.
There's just a lot of variety, a lot of cool Pokemon in the game, and yeah, that's my reason for liking Pokemon the most, because just all the characters and showing off the Pokemon how I imagine they would be like, instead of standing there and taking hits.
I might have to agree. Like the fact that they have like the quadruped in Suicune, and then the tiny little Weavile, and then a freaking sword and shield and Aegislash. It's like you can break out of the stereotypical styles, I guess, that other fighting games have to a point, because in other fighting games it's all humans, really. But in this you get to have a giant freaking turtle who sucks, but there's still a giant freaking turtle.
He's still really cool. He may suck, but he's really cool. Yeah,
he is really cool.
Pokemon.
I'm
Oh, sorry. Pokemon felt like it was made for a fighting game, honestly. Like all of them. Sorry, go on. Sure. What were you saying too? I don't mean to interrupt.
I don't remember, but I have something else, so it's okay.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. It was obviously not important. But like before Pokken was announced or anything, I thought that the idea for a Pokemon fighting game was so cool. I remember there was a video that Shofu made. I don't know if you ever saw it, on this like Flash game that some fan made for a Pokemon fighting game, and I thought it was the coolest thing ever. And I played it, and I think it only had like Blaziken and Medicham, and that's it. But it was cool.
I do know that.
I was really excited.
Type Wild, I think it is. They have
Swala
gosh, as a character in that, ironically.
Really?
Yeah. And he has like
can't
pincer in his mouth that he can use for attacks. And it's just funny.
Okay, never mind. That's amazing.
Yeah, that's more of a
fantastic.
Yeah, that's more of a traditional 2D fighter. And I think it's cool, but I definitely like Pokken style.
Oh yeah, definitely. I'm not saying that Flash game is better than Pokken, but it got me hyped for something like Pokken, for sure.
Yeah.
What do you think makes Pokken a rich fighting game?
A rich fighting game? What do you mean by a rich fighting game? Like,
what gives it depth in a way that maybe other fighting games don't?
Depth? Okay, I think the best example would be the PSP system in the game, the phase shift points. There's lots of ways you can prevent. Usually in Pokken, you'd be like, I want to finish my combo and stuff. But the phase shift points really allow the game to be used for cool resets and setups for characters like Sceptile who want to keep going. Machamp could take advantage of it too, especially since he has a move that reverses phase shift points. That has a lot of depth to it. And also, just in general, the phase shift points allow the game to be more free, because in a normal fighting game, you wouldn't be able to do stuff like Sceptile's basic bread and butter is basically an infinite if there was no phase shift points. But because of that, he's allowed to do it. Characters can be a lot more free doing cool combos that are technically optimal, but would be an infinite in like any other fighting game. There's a lot more. Sorry, it's a lot. I'm trying to think of a lot about this. Also, but the phase shift points just allow a lot, because especially if you start counting them, you could be like, okay, I can change up my combo. Like if I already used some on them, so like the phase shift points in this game go up to 12. It's kind of like an imaginary number, and so if you're at like 4 phase shift points, you can do a slightly different optimal that takes advantage of using only 8, as opposed to your normal bread and butter, which you would need 12 to like do your maximum potential for. And along with Pokken having a cool aerial game compared to most fighting games too, those can allow for very like dynamic combos of using your phase shift points and also being in the air and stuff like that. I think it's just all around a very cool system, and that kind of extends to Field Phase 2 a bit, because it has like its own like imaginary phase shift points to prevent people from doing infinites in that. So that's just like another small thing. The phase shifts in general prevent those infinite combos, and like I said, make the game a lot more free when it comes to their combo game, and I think that's very cool. It's kind of like funny because it's like restrictive, but because of the phase shift points, but because it's restrictive, there's a lot more freedom to what you can do. Funnily enough, in my opinion.
It's like it's a restriction that forces you to kind of be creative and think about a whole bunch of different situations you might be in.
Not only that, just like a restriction that forced the developers themselves to be creative with it, and that's why the combo system is so free. You can do a lot of cool movement during it and other type of stuff.
Yeah, all right. They were allowed to buff characters, just give them infinites all willy-nilly, because they knew infinites really wouldn't be a thing in the game.
Yeah, you just gotta be aware of like infinite resets, which there are a few of those in Wii U. They're all patched out though.
All right, what is your favorite win, the one you're most proud of in Pokken?
Oh my goodness. There's so many of them though.
I'm just such a winner.
I'm such a winner. I'm so good at this game, guys. I don't know how to say, but if I had to pick one, I mean, obviously there's Worlds 2018, but there's also a few other wins that meant a lot to me, like Frostfire 2020, because that was the one I won only Empoleon with. Proved myself a lot. 2018, I proved to myself. Worlds 2018, I proved to myself I'm a good player, especially since all other NA people kind of like went 0-2. So I'm just gonna give like a few quick rundowns as opposed to just like going in depth with one. Sure. There's this recent Players Cup, because I was so close to winning it last time to Shattuck, but then Shattuck beat me, so I kind of reversed the tables. And also I brought out Empoleon again, which is a very cool thing I like doing. And that also meant a lot, because it's just like I'm an offline world champion, and I'm kind of, I don't know if they consider this a world champion, but I'm an online world champion, I guess. So those 3 tournaments are probably the most important. I guess there's also Internet 2016, because that's the one I first placed top 8 in an event. Yeah, there's just so many of them, and it's hard to choose one.
I imagine. Yeah, they all give you different feelings, right? One's Empoleon only, one's like your first big tournament, and one's world champion. That's always huge.
I have a hard time doing this. I always debate.
All right, what do you think are our chances of getting a Pokken 2? Especially considering that Mr. Pikachu did enjoy Bandai Namco's work on Pokken enough to allow them to do a new Pokemon Snap.
I was going to mention that, actually. I feel like they liked Pokken, or like they liked the success of Pokken enough to bring that staff back. So I think that's brings a very likely chance, especially since apparently Pokemon Snap, the new Pokemon Snap, sold very well as well. in its like opening week. I think they even said it outsold the original question mark, like for its opening week.
Yeah, I heard that too.
I forgot. But also, Harada himself, Mr. Harada, has stated that Pokken sold well, so we know it did sell well. We're not sure about the DLC, but I can only assume the DLC also probably sold well, because well, everyone who plays Pokken is just like, oh my gosh, a new Pokemon, I gotta get it. So I think it probably sold well. Harada is very supportive. His entire team is very supportive about wanting to make a sequel. The only thing is, when will the Pokemon Company want to make it? That's the only thing. I think it's likely that it will happen eventually, but it's just a matter of when, honestly. It's just, we kind of have to hold out. And it kind of sucks that we have to hold out like this, but I think eventually we will get a Pokken 2. Whether that's going to be like a tag team version or just a straight up sequel with hopefully most of the characters returning and a lot of new ones too. Maybe some minor changes to the mechanics that people weren't a fan of. But I think Pokken right now is really good system-wise, so I hope they would keep it mostly the same.
Definitely, yeah. I think it's really strong right now. And a Pokken 2 would be amazing. I like your optimism. What did you mean by like tag team? You mean like a traditional like 3v3 like Ultimate Marvel versus Capcom 3 thing, or?
I mean like a Tekken tag tournament. Have you seen that game? Tournament. It's like a duo type game, and you basically switch out your character mid combo. It's not like a Marvel thing where you launch each other, but Pokken's like in Tekken, it's like you're a lot more grounded in that game. So I'm not too sure how that would affect Pokken. For if you were to tag in and out, but they would probably find a way to do it. But that's just my idea. I thought of when I mentioned tag team.
I think that would be really cool. Pokken has that one mode that you can't play online with. I don't even remember what it's called. Where?
Oh, the 3v3 team mode.
Yeah, Smash Down and Smash. I don't remember what it. Yeah, that 3v3.
Yeah, that one's a bit too slow. I'm not too much of a fan of it. I think it's cool to do every once in a while, but it's kind of slow.
It is cool because you can switch out your Pokemon and like have a party as if it's like a main series game. But it is slow. Maybe if you lower the HP on all of them. But whatever, I'm speculating. All right. If you could snap your fingers and add any Pokemon to Pokken besides Cascoon, of course, which would it be?
Rude.
I know.
They'll have your head.
Well, that answer is just too obvious. So I didn't want you to choose.
All right. How about Cascoon with a knife?
I think that's acceptable. Yeah,
that's acceptable. Nah, oh, seriously though. Haha. Cinderace. Cinderace is my 4th favorite Pokemon. Now, obviously, I need all my favorites in this game. Hire me, Harada. Yeah, I have several ideas for like Cinderace as a character, kind of like an item play character with all of its like soccer ball moves, and I even thought of like other like kick moves that can like manipulate it, and court change, another signature move it has besides Power Ball. To like redirect the projectile. I think it'd just be a very cool thing to have Cinderace in. And well, obviously Cinderace is a Galar Pokemon. We don't have that in yet, obviously. Yeah. So I find that would be very exciting to have Cinderace be in.
It'd be really cool. I'm surprised. I thought you'd pick a Pokemon that you already like made a moveset for. I don't think you did one for Cinderace, did you?
Not yet. I will someday though.
Okay. I look forward to that video.
Yeah, there's a lot of good Pokemon though that could be in Pokken, like all the ones I did make a video on for those.
Yeah, like Cascoon with a knife.
Yes, of course. He'd be the best character in the game.
I mean, definitely. He's pretty strong. He could hold a really big knife.
This knife is literally the size of. This knife is literally the size of the White House. He's just carrying this giant freaking knife. It's more like a freaking. You know what? I'm gonna make Silcoon with a chainsaw.
Silcoon with a chainsaw versus Cascoon with a knife.
Yes.
Ooh, now that is a rivalry I wanna see.
I'm forcing stuff here so hard. I apologize.
No, you're not. I'm the one who included Cascoon in the question. All right, you can.
I brought him here.
I mean, you did, and you're making me jealous. I should have brought some Pokemon plushes with me too, because now I just got this space background. But you've got Cascoon, you've got Sceptile there.
Yeah, he's enjoying the light. It's not that light on here. The camera's just weird.
All right, do you watch or participate in any other esports?
I did Grand Blue. Grand Blue Fantasy Versus. Main Lancelot in that. I played that for a bit. Didn't really take off because there's no crossplay. There's no rollback. Support's kind of weird for that game. I did like it a lot though. Kind of helped me broadened my fighting game knowledge for like more traditional fighting games compared to Pokemon. I mentioned I did play Smash as well. After Ultimate came out, I did go to a few events. I didn't place too well. I got second at like a small tournament called Michigan Masters, which is good, but that was kind of like my peak. And I'm looking forward to Guilty Gear Strive. Gonna play Millie in that game, so
yeah,
hoping to do well in that, especially since it is gonna probably be like a mainstream fighting game. So that's gonna be the first time I do something like that.
All right, looking forward to it, man. Guilty Gear Strive, that's gonna be so much fun.
I'm so excited. I don't have a PS4 though, so I have to get it on PC, and that means I also didn't get to play the beta, so I'm sad.
Oh, that sucks. I played a little bit of the beta. I played some Zato. It was pretty good.
Nice. All my friends are just like, oh my gosh, I'm doing so many cool things. I'm like, that sure is great. Man, that sure is fun. Thank you for rubbing in my face.
I'm sorry, but it's pretty fun. I bet
Cascoon.
you'll enjoy it.
Sick him, Cascoon.
Oh no, Cascoon, please no. Okay. Okay, what are some of your all-time favorite games, from the smallest niche titles to the biggest of the AAA industry?
My favorite games, mostly. Oh, what was that? Mostly my two favorite games are Pokken, and my all-time favorite is Pokemon Super Mystery Dungeon, my favorite of the series. Just because I enjoyed the story so much, and I feel like it gets it's not hated, but I feel like there's some complaints about it that I just disagree with. So, but I enjoyed it a lot. And there's some other games I like too. Like there's Fossil Fighters, if you've heard of that. It's basically Pokemon with dinosaurs. I love that. I love Fossil Fighters so much. Why did Frontier suck? And so I love Fossil Fighters. I'm trying to think of all the games now. I'm a big Mario fan too. Probably not some of my favorite games still, honestly, which is funny, but I like playing them. And oh man, I have like you can see my giant stack of games in my background, and I'm just like, or at least with the DS ones, and it's just like I cannot think of any. Of course, I love Pokemon Emerald too. That's the one I grew up on. Pokemon Platinum. Main series Pokemon games usually go pretty high up there, like Black and White and Black and White 2 as well.
Those are amazing games. My first one was Ruby, so I'm older than you. Haha.
Ha. Wait, how old are you?
Oh man, how old am I? I guess I'm 24.
Oh, you are 24? All right, yeah, I am 20.
Yeah. Aha!
Damn it. You look young for your age compared to me. I thought you were around my age.
Gotcha.
Damn.
Or you could also say that I've gone longer in my life without doing anything as impressive as winning Pokken Tournament World Champion. So.
I don't say that. Listen, dude, call them first place for a reason. There's only one person who can be up there at a time. But who knows?
Wholesome Jukem. Since you work in the service industry, and as someone else who works in that industry, I want to hear a story about a particularly bad customer.
Okay.
Do you have one?
Calling you out, person at the mall. So yes, I have a service job at a burger place, and there's this one customer who wanted to change her hot dog for fries because she was like, oh my god, my hot dog is so cold, even though it's literally just the condiments that are cold. And so we said, okay, we can't give you a refund because on the receipt it says like no refunds or something like that, but we can swap it out for something else. So she was like, okay, just give me a fry. We gave her a fry. We have to take the hot dog back though, and she was like, no, I'm not doing that.
Of course.
I'm not doing that. And it was just kind of sitting there across the what do I call it, on the desk, not the desk, but just like the counter. Oh my gosh, that's the word, the counter. I'm so weird. I'm so dumb. And so my manager just swiped it and then gave her the fries. Manager, or no, sorry, not manager, the customer, angry, throws the fries at my manager. And I'm just like, oh, never been in this situation before. That's fun. I didn't get to see it though because I was at the register dealing with another customer, and or not dealing with. They were actually pretty nice, but and so here suddenly to my side, security, and whatever from my manager, and so it didn't hit my manager. She was walking away, so she didn't see it coming, but it didn't hit her. It did like ricochet off of kind of like a column that was like by like the counter where we make the food. So it kind of ricocheted off the one of the columns, and it hit like the arm of the person who's making the food. It didn't hit them hard though, but it was just funny that I kind of just like redirected and hit him instead. It didn't hurt him at all, but it was funny. And so suddenly I just see security, like people yelling all over the place and swearing all over the place. And then the two teenage girls who I was taking their order for, just take out their phone and start recording it. I'm like, oh, that's funny. I literally told them too, you have an internet fame coming soon, probably. Sadly, it didn't actually happen, but I wish it did. It would be absolutely hilarious.
That would be hilarious. That would be so good. Man, some customers just don't have a sense of reality.
Yeah, and it sucks too because when security did come, they told the lady before talking with us that they can go on scot-free. Like, it's funny because then they went to us and like, do you want us to do anything? And then she's like, heck yeah. And they're like, all right, that's too bad because we already told her she can go away. I'm like, are you okay? Are you guys confident?
What?
Are you guys
Why did you even ask?
Why? Okay. But yeah,
do you want us to do something? I don't care what your answer is because we're not gonna do it.
Yeah.
But
that was like the biggest story. I have a few more, but that was just the biggest one. It's just like people throwing stuff at each other, yelling for security. I'm like, oh my goodness. Well, I didn't get to see it, but it sure was hilarious hearing the aftermath.
Oh, some people. All the famous videos online of all the Karens are just always fun to watch. Mm-hmm. So I thought I should ask if you had a nice Karen story. And you did. Great. All right, we're nearing the end here. So, Jukem, what is your goal with YouTube and Twitch? Just short term or long term, just whatever.
Hopefully long term. Pokken, admittedly, has been kind of tough recently to keep streaming consistently. Been a year of pure online, and when it's not something like rollback, kind of hard to deal with. I am hoping to make my streams and YouTube content more variety based. I still want to do Pokken stuff, obviously. More like discussion videos and occasional streams. Maybe some other type of Pokken stuff too, maybe like reacting to like past sets. I've done that before. But also, I really want to get good at Strive, try to make content for that too. And kind of like variety, but also fighting game is basically what it is. Because I like doing playthroughs of other games too that I upload on YouTube and stream on Twitch. And yeah, honestly, that's just kind of it. Hopefully it will get somewhere. I'm mainly hoping that one day people will start watching the playthrough content, at least somewhat more, because usually it's like 100 views for Pokken and then somewhere around like 10 views for a video for playthroughs, and then it's just like, hopefully one day people will be fine with that. But yeah,
I'm sure it will. Like it happens. It's always going to be that some things are going to have less, but
yeah, you have to work your way up somehow. Like people know me from Pokken from other stuff, so obviously they're going to watch the Pokken content more than me just randomly playing a game suddenly.
And then a percentage of them will watch the playthrough stuff, and then eventually people will start finding you for the playthrough stuff, and then that will boost. And I totally agree with being frustrated with playing online for a year, because it's the same with Smash Brothers, and I play Pokken too, and literally earlier today I was playing a D5 Chandelure, and there was like a 2-second delay between when you hit a button and something happening, and I almost lost, and I just wanted to smash my controller into the wall.
Yeah, that's another reason for wanting to play Strike, because that has rollback.
Yes! Oh, can't wait for rollback.
That makes me even more jealous, because I've never experienced rollback except for in like Mario Kart, because apparently Mario Kart can have rollback, but not Pokken or Smash.
Yeah, Mario Kart needs it more. You understand.
Clearly.
It's pretty good. It feels like offline to me. I'm no pro, but it feels good.
Minus
all right.
Teleporting.
If you had one piece of advice for someone looking to improve at Pokken, what would it be?
It's hard to find one piece of advice because everyone's different. Okay, so I think probably one piece of advice is just do what makes you most comfortable with while playing the game. And whether that means actually going into training mode. I'm a person who doesn't really go in training mode much for labbing, but I do learn a lot from playing the game, and my brain just works in a way that's just like, okay, I see it once or twice. I think I know the perfect answer to counter it. Once you play enough, you might understand your character a lot. I think the most important thing to do for your character is to learn their moves and then realize what you can do for stuff like that in neutral. Combos are obviously very important, and combos are usually what people look out for first, but I feel like knowing what your character's moves do and how to use them in certain situations are a lot more useful to learn on early on than just simple combos. Because combos you can learn at any time, but like the earlier and get like a hang of it like really quickly. But for your moves in general, it's very important to learn that from right away, because that takes a bit longer to do. And just be consistent. And honestly, there's been a lot of new people who've joined recently who are really good at the game, and I think they're good examples of that. So if you keep your head into it, I think you could do very well at it.
All right, thank you, Jukem. That's a good answer. Very good, very good. All right, the video's almost over, but I have a flash round for you.
Oh.
I have a flash round of silly little questions that you have to answer fast, all right?
Oh, no.
This is it.
My brain can't process this. Okay, go on.
Your brain can process this. Okay. Pineapple on pizza, yes or no?
No. I only
Good
have
answer.
I only have cheese on pizza. I'm the pickiest eater in the world.
Good to know. Dogs or cats?
Dogs.
Pikachu or Raichu?
Raichu.
If you could live anywhere, where would it be?
It's a flash round, but now you're making me think. No.
Yeah.
Probably like California, optimally.
Awesome. What's your favorite TV show?
Probably Bakugan, maybe. Or
Nice.
Hunter x Hunter.
Oh man, Hunter x Hunter's so good. Which evolution is best?
Umbreon.
Yes. What is your favorite flavor of ice cream?
Vanilla.
Pinsir or Heracross?
Heracross probably.
Who would win, Goku or Superman?
Superman.
And
I'm a big nerd for that type of stuff.
Yeah, you didn't have to think about that for a second.
Yeah.
Which Pokemon generation is best?
3, 4, or 5. I can't pick one. Probably 3 or 5.
Okay. All right, that's all my questions. Thank you so much, Jukem, for your answers to this interview. Go check him out on his YouTube channel and his Twitch stream, and on his Metafy. He'll teach you how to play Pokken a lot better than my videos ever will, that's for sure. Anything you have to say, Jukem?
It was a lot of fun.
Oh, and his Twitter.
Oh, and my Twitter, yes. Admittedly, my links are kind of weird because some things are taken. So for YouTube, it's just /Jukem. For Twitter and Twitch, it's /JukemFGC. I guess to be more specific.
I'll put all that in the description, so
much appreciated.
So you won't have to look him up.
A lot of fun to be here. I always like doing interviews like this, talk about myself. I'm so full of myself, obviously. No, but thank you so much for having me here. It was a lot of fun.
No problem. It was so much fun. Jukem's a cool guy, so go subscribe to him. And you'll get to see more Cascoon.
Yes. I'll have him in my shoulder of like every video.
Yeah. Heck yeah. Cascoon for the win. Well, thanks again. My name is Khanpeki. I hope you have a dandy day.